There comes a time in life when the mirror no longer shows you what the world sees. It reflects back every laugh line, every wrinkle, and every mark of time, but it does not show the grace, confidence, and presence that you carry. And so, many women begin to doubt their beauty as they grow older. They believe falsely that beauty fades with age, but the truth is, real beauty evolves. It becomes deeper, richer, and more powerful. You may not realize it, but you could already be one of those rare, good-looking older women that others admire quietly, respectfully, and from a distance. This kind of beauty doesn't scream. It whispers in confidence. There's something uniquely striking about a woman who knows who she is. She no longer needs validation, attention, or permission to shine. She walks into a room and doesn't need to compete. She has nothing to prove. And that serenity is more captivating than anything youth can offer. A good-looking older woman doesn't wear insecurity. She wears self-knowledge. She's refined. Her beauty has nothing to do with symmetry or perfection. It has everything to do with authenticity. You can feel it in her smile. It's genuine, not forced. You can hear it in her voice. Calm, steady, wise. What makes you beautiful isn't just the way you look. It's the way you've learned to live. You've grown beyond pretending. You've faced storms and you've survived. That survival has given your eyes a depth that can't be mimicked or manufactured. The younger version of you might have focused on flaws. The older version has learned to focus on value. That's the transformation. That's what people are noticing when they say, you look amazing. Even when you feel tired or worn. It's not flattery, it's truth. We are seeing the light you've built inside yourself over time. Being good looking at this stage isn't about turning heads everywhere you go. It's about how people feel when they're around you. Do they feel calm? Do they feel inspired? Then you're carrying something powerful. A good looking older woman doesn't hide behind trends. She sets her own standards. She speaks with intention. She listens with patience. She walks with purpose. And that more than anything is what makes her beautiful. So even if you've stopped hearing compliments as often as before, remember this, you haven't lost beauty, you've gained depth. The world may chase youth, but real admiration is reserved for women who've grown into themselves. You are not overlooked. You are being quietly admired by more people than you know. Keep walking tall. You are the proof that beauty doesn't age. It matures. Ladies and gentlemen, beauty in maturity is a language many don't understand until they experience it firsthand. As you grow older, society might try to convince you that you've passed your peak, that your attractiveness has declined, or that you are somehow less relevant. But that is one of the greatest misconceptions. In truth, your appeal doesn't fade. It simply shifts into a more powerful, more refined form. The outer beauty may evolve, but the inner radiance begins to glow brighter than ever. If you pause to reflect, you'll see that your presence now carries a weight, a calm assurance that only time can develop. Have you ever noticed how people still turn toward you when you speak, how your words seem to land more deeply, how your silence can be louder than noise? That's a sign. You're no longer trying to impress, you're expressing who you truly are. That authenticity is magnetic and you don't need loud colors or exaggerated expressions to stand out. You're elegant by simply being. That is the kind of beauty that doesn't chase attention, it commands it. You may not see it in yourself because your definition of beauty was shaped in younger years when looks were prioritized and wrinkles were feared. But now you've grown into an era where your smile carries stories, your eyes reflect wisdom, and your posture tells the world that you've overcome. There is a natural strength in you, an aura that younger women aspire to, even if they don't say it out loud. You are a symbol of what it means to grow beautifully and with depth. Think about how you carry yourself now compared to years ago. There's a composure you've gained, a deeper patience, a sense of style that reflects not just trends, but your character. When you walk into a room, you may not seek the spotlight, but somehow it finds you. That's because your beauty no longer depends on the external. It radiates from within. People notice, even if they don't say it often, they feel it. You've become more than just good look, you've become inspiring. You embody the grace of someone who has learned, grown, healed, and continued forward. That's rare. And in a world full of artificial perfection, your realness stands out. You don't need to be 20 or get admired. You just need to remember that the woman you've become is a masterpiece in her own right. So don't let the mirror define your worth. Don't let the silence of compliments make you forget your radiance. Look at how far you've come, how much you've grown, and understand that beauty isn't behind you. It's with you. You are a good-looking older woman, not because of what others say, but because of the strength, elegance, and presence you now carry with pride. Ladies and gentlemen, we often forget that beauty is not measured in years, but in presence. A good-looking older woman doesn't need validation from society because her beauty has evolved beyond surface-level approval. It lives in the way she enters a room, in the dignity she brings to every space, and in the way people pause, not always to stare, but to feel her calm, composed energy. You might not realize you're one of them, but the signs are there, and the world sees them, even when you doubt yourself. One of the clearest indicators is the way people respect your silence. In your younger years, you may have felt the need to be louder to be heard, to prove something. But now your silence is powerful. You speak only when needed, and when you do, your words carry weight. That's because people sense the experience behind your voice. It's not just what you say it. That quiet confidence is rare, and it's one of the most attractive qualities a woman can have. You may not spend hours in front of the mirror anymore. You may have replaced that time with reading, walking, creating, or simply being present. That shift alone speaks volumes. When you become more interested in your peace than in perfection, your face begins to reflect something deeper. Joy, wisdom, contentment. Those traits are not only visible, they're irresistible. People might not be able to name it, but they feel it when they're around you. That feeling is beauty. Another sign you're a good-looking older woman is the way younger women look at you. Not with competition, but with admiration. You've become an example. Your style isn't loud, but it's elegant. You know what fits you, what colors light you up, and what details matter. You've refined your appearance in a way that speaks volumes without needing to shout. That quiet refinement makes people look twice. Not because you're trying, but because you've learned how to be fully yourself. You're attractive in ways that don't need filters or edits. Your walk is poised. Your laugh is genuine. Your eyes have stories in them. And your hands have built things, lived homes, legacies. That's the kind of beauty that deepens, not fades. That's the kind of beauty people don't forget. And maybe you've heard fewer compliments in recent years, but don't let that fool you. The world may be louder about youth, but it reveres maturity in a quieter, more respectful way. People admire you, often in silence, because they see what you've become. A woman who wears her life with elegance, strength, and grace. So if you ever wonder whether you're still beautiful, understand this. Your presence speaks louder than any words ever could. You are seen, you are admired. And you are, without question, a beautiful older woman, even if you don't always believe. True beauty is not defined by how many years have passed, but by how you've chosen to live those years. A good-looking older woman isn't trying to turn back time. She's embodying every lesson, every scar, and every triumph with. If you've ever doubted your appeal because you don't match today's filtered and retouched ideals, it's time to reconsider. There is a level of attractiveness that only comes with age, and it's found in the way you carry your story, not just your skin. Have you noticed that when you enter a room, there's a shift in the energy? People may not say it out loud, but they notice your presence. It's in the way you move, unhurried, certain, composed. You've learned to take your time, to observe before reacting, to choose grace over attention. That control, that discipline in your demeanor is captivating. It doesn't beg for admiration, but it earns respect, and often admiration follows. You've also likely reached a point where your priorities have shifted. You no longer dress to impress others. You dress to express your truth. Your style now reflects who you are, not what's trending. That's a sign of a woman who knows herself. You don't wear things to compete. You wear what aligns with your identity, and that authenticity shows. People may not be able to name it, but they feel it when they see you. It's not about youth, it's about self-ownership. Another mark of your beauty is your wisdom in conversation. You've learned when to speak and when to listen. When you do offer your thoughts, they come from a place of reflection, not reaction. That emotional intelligence is magnetic. In a world full of noise and drama, your calm and centered approach feels like peace. People are drawn to you not just for your looks, but for how they feel around you. That is not only powerful, it's beautiful. Your strength is another sign. You've endured hardships, some seen, many unseen, and yet here you are, still showing up, still moving forward. That resilience has made you glow in ways makeup never could. There's something incredibly attractive about a woman who has been through the fire and come out glowing, not burnt. She knows her worth, she doesn't settle, and she doesn't apologize for taking up space. And let's not forget the way you make others feel. A good-looking older woman doesn't just turn heads, she leaves impressions. Your warmth, your thoughtfulness, your ability to see people beyond appearances, that's beauty in its most mature form. People may not tell you often, but they notice it. They remember it, so the next time you question whether you're still attractive, pause, look beyond the mirror. Think of your journey, think of your growth, think of how far you've come. That glow you carry is not just skin deep, it's soul deep, and that, without a doubt, makes you beautiful in ways that truly matter. There's a quiet power that comes with being a woman who has lived, loved, learned, and evolved. That power often goes unnoticed by the woman herself, even though it is crystal clear to everyone around her. You might look in the mirror and see aging skin, tired eyes, or lines etched by time. But others see something else entirely. They see a woman who has grown into her beauty, not away from it. They see elegance in your movement, confidence in your stance, and grace in your every word. These are the signs of a good-looking older woman. And if you pay attention, you'll start to recognize them in yourself. There's something uniquely beautiful about a woman who has stopped chasing approval. You're not looking for others to define your worth. You've spent years doing the inner work, healing, understanding, and rebuilding yourself. That inner peace radiates outward and is what people truly find attractive. Your beauty now is more than just visual, it's felt. When you walk into a room, your presence is both grounding and inspiring. People admire you for your composure, your insight, and your effortless ability to command respect without demanding it. Another undeniable sign is the way people lean in when you speak. They know your words are thoughtful. You don't speak just to fill silence, you speak with purpose. You've cultivated wisdom through experience, and that wisdom has become a part of your beauty. You don't need to be loud to be heard. You don't need to be flashy to be seen. Your aura speaks volumes, and whether or not you realize it, people notice. Then there's your style, your unique way of presenting yourself to the world. You've likely grown beyond trends and started to wear what aligns with who you truly are. That kind of fashion sense isn't taught, it's developed through years of self-re. When someone sees you, they don't just notice your clothes, they notice your confidence in wearing them. They see a woman who has nothing to prove and everything to give. That quiet confidence is irresistible. Let's also talk about how you carry your age. You do so with pride, not shame. You embrace the changes rather than fight them, and that acceptance is powerful. When you stop hiding from your age, you start glowing from within. The woman who smiles at her reflection not for how she looks, but for how far she's come, becomes magnetic in a way that no amount of makeup or surgery can replicate. So if you've ever wondered whether you're still attractive, take a moment to step outside of your own doubts and look at yourself the way others do. Your beauty is not lost. It's just become more refined, more meaningful. You are not overlooked. You are quietly admired, deeply respected, and profoundly beautiful in ways that only time can create. Ladies and gentlemen, it's easy to overlook your own beauty when the world is constantly defining it by youth, filters, and fleeting trends. But beauty in its truest form matures with time. If you're an older woman who has lived through seasons of joy, struggle, healing, and transformation, you've developed something rare, a magnetic elegance that cannot be imitated. You may not always see it in yourself, but others do. And one of the strongest signs that you're a good-looking older woman is the undeniable peace you carry within. You no longer rush to prove your worth. You're not chasing approval. There's a calm about you that's hard to describe, but easy to feel. That calmness is beautiful. It tells the world that you found your center, that you've made peace with your past, and that you're not in competition with anyone. In a world full of noise and chaos, that kind of inner stillness becomes incredibly attractive. It's something that younger people notice, admire, and seek to understand. Another sign lies in your ability to make others feel seen and safe. You've developed emotional depth, empathy that doesn't just hear, but understands. When you talk, people feel heard. When you smile, it reaches your eyes. That emotional intelligence adds layers to your beauty that no cream or procedure ever could. You're the kind of woman others turn to not just for advice but for comfort. That energy is rare and deeply magnetic. You've also grown into a physical confidence that doesn't rely on perfection. You've learned to love your features, embrace your body, and walk with grace. You move with intention, with purpose. Whether you're dressed casually or elegantly, there's something about the way you present yourself that stands out. It's not about looking young, it's about looking fully alive. That's beauty with soul behind it. Perhaps you've also noticed that you're no longer afraid to say no, to set boundaries, or to walk away from what no longer serves you. That decisiveness adds to your strength, and strength is beautiful. You are no longer a woman easily shaken. You know who you are, and that unshakable sense of self is radiant. Others can feel it even before they understand. The truth is, age has not dimmed your beauty. It has revealed it. You've been sculpted by time into someone powerful, graceful, and compelling. You're not just attractive, you're unforgettable. You've become the kind of woman who enters a room and leaves a lasting impression, not just for how you look, but for how you make people feel. That's beauty at its highest form. So stop second-guessing your reflection. Stop comparing yourself to a version of you that existed in the past. You're not less than you were. You're more real, more complete, more radiant. The world may not always shout it back at you, but make no mistake. You are a good-looking older woman, and your beauty is not fading. It's deepening. The world may try to convince you that with age comes decline, especially when it comes to beauty. But the truth is far more powerful. Age does not take away beauty, it redefines it. A good-looking older woman is not one who clings to youth, but one who embraces who she has become. She carries her years like a crown, not a burden. If you find yourself questioning your worth, your glow, or your presence, it's time to look deeper. Because being a beautiful older woman has little to do with appearance alone. It has everything to do with essence. You may no longer fit the narrow mold of beauty that once dominated your youth, but now you radiate something much more powerful. Substance. Substance that can only be earned through life's ups and downs. You've experienced love and heartbreak, success and failure, joy and grief. And all of that is now woven into how you speak, how you treat others. There's an emotional richness in you that can't be faked. That's the kind of beauty that draws people in, not momentarily, but meaningfully. You also likely possess a clarity that many younger women are still seeking. You know what you want. You know what you will and won't tolerate. You have standards, not just in relationships, but in life. That clarity shows in your eyes, in your posture, in your tone. It tells people that you're not here to be tolerated or overlooked, you're here to be valued. That silent confidence is irresistible. You don't have to say a word to be noticed, your energy speaks for you. There's also a charm in how you connect with others. You're no longer rushing through conversations or trying to impress. You're present, you listen deeply. You respond with kindness and intelligence. People feel safer around you, more grounded. That emotional availability, balanced with wisdom, makes you incredibly appealing, often in ways you may not realize. You're not just beautiful, you're healing to be around. And then there's your sense of self. It took years to build, but now it's your greatest asset. You know your flaws, but you don't hide from them. You own your story, every part of it. That self-awareness is radiant. You've let go of needing to please everyone, and in doing so, you've become magnetic to the right people. The ones who see you truly see you for the masterpiece you are. So don't let the silence of society confuse you. Just because the world doesn't always celebrate aging women doesn't mean your beauty is invisible. You are living proof that beauty matures, expands, and strengthens with age. You are admired, whether you hear it or not. You are seen even when no one speaks it. You are, in the truest sense, a good-looking older woman, refined, radiant, and deeply, undeniably powerful.